Alrighty. Who am I here with today?
Yeah, this is Mark Dilling. I'm a student at Malone, and also on the golf team with Brian and have become good friends with him. I'm at Malone.
All right, hey, thanks for helping me out today. So I just want to highlight some of the points on the sheet that I sent over to you. Basically, I'm recording this for a class. Um, Discuss some issues that you're currently having or had in the past, and I need this to kind of highlight some of the skills that I've learned this far. And then if you have any other issues, the contact information of my professor is provided on there, and you can reach out to for professional help. How's all that sound to you?
Sounds fine. Yep. I'll
Alrighty, man. Are you
sign
cool
that
with
for you. Yep.
go ahead and sign that for me on
Yep.
camera so we yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty.
It's just
Got it. Appreciate that.
yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
So what's bringing you in today, man?
So yeah, I guess since starting college, this my fifth year now. I guess just talk about some of the anxieties and like some challenges
Okay.
faced like since my time like starting college and that. Um, so um, I decided to do golf at Malone, and then I got into a dual program with Akron, and I knew that was going to be kind of challenging going into it. I didn't really know what it was going to entail, but I signed up for it and was looking forward to the challenges it would present.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, I quickly found out that it was tricky to balance the classwork and the studying time and also attending the practices and qualifiers and tournaments.
Yeah.
And this was challenging even during the first 2 years at Malone, um, but it got even more challenging ever since taking classes at Akron. And it was hard on me, I think, the first couple of years as my golf game really declined. And I really got down on myself through it. But I think the last couple of years, um, I've tried to enjoy it a bit more, even if I haven't been able to practice or attend the tournaments. And it also is hard because I like being with the guys on the team and traveling to the different courses and things of that sort. So it made that time that I was like there with them, or I would try and make time on the weekends and uh, just where I could still be with them.
Okay. So yeah, it kind of sounds like you're just overwhelmed with everything, between balancing school, being an engineering program, trying to play
Hmm.
golf. How has all that kind of impacted you? And obviously you mentioned performance in golf, but like what about like academically or socially?
Yeah, I mean, so going into it was hard because I felt like my golf game was I felt pretty confident about my golf game, and I mean, I really wanted to value that going in, but from the start, like that first semester on, it kind of throughout the first couple of years, it just declined because of that kind of overload, and then I felt like I struggled kind of having that focus out in the course because my mind would be wandering kind of wherever else.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I kind of felt like I had difficulties dealing with some emotions, or I would kind of lose my confidence out there in golf that can be very detrimental.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you feel caused you to lose your confidence?
I think. I think obviously golf is a very mental game, and I think I would be hard on myself, and I was expecting like my performance to stay up, even though that I had to balance everything else, and and life was getting challenging during those couple of years. Um, and so golf came kind of took a decline. But as I said, I'm trying to relax and enjoy it a bit more, and I kind of feel like now it's starting to hopefully swing back around a bit.
Okay. So you feel like it's becoming like more enjoyable now?
I would say so, yeah. And I look forward to obviously keep doing it throughout the rest of my life.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what kind of like expectations do you have for yourself, and how does that compare with like how you typically perform?
Well, going in, coming off like my last couple of years of high school, I kind of wanted to like go off at like a D1 school, and I was kind of looking into that a bit, and it didn't quite work out. I was looking at even like Akron, and it was good that it didn't work out as they like cut their program and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I eventually had dreams of trying to like do something more in like the golf industry, like maybe becoming a pro one day or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it became took a pass, and I realized that those weren't really like things like I wanted to be like doing uh, with my career. And so I think some of those challenges kind of made me realize that.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, like kind of just going through that hard time with golf kind of made you realize like what you really want to do with your career and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you mind going into that a little bit? Like, what do you plan on doing with your career?
Yeah. So uh, starting off at Akron uh, was another big change and transition with the bigger classrooms and not really knowing anybody. Um, while still being a Malone student and trying to make time for like Malone golf events and things
Hmm.
of that sort. And I further had to stretch out my comfort zone for this new change. And as part of that degree, I have had different co-op rotations, and so I was able to gain my first like real job experience um, outside of also caddying at Brookside,
Hmm.
which has provided many benefits from scholarships and the flexibility that provides in the summertime, and then also hope the connections that potentially for like jobs, careers one day. Um, but the transition to the first like engineering job as co-oping
Hmm.
the first couple of weeks were very intimidating. Meeting new people, working with people a lot older than you, and realizing you didn't really know much of anything. And I think that gave me a lot of anxiety because you just didn't feel like you fit in, and you were kind of scared of making mistakes and
Hmm.
scared to kind of ask questions. And throughout every rotation, not only did I feel like I like learned um, and gained experience, I feel like it kind of helped me and like my presentation skills, and it helped me and maybe like asking for help or trying to offer help and taking the initiative on some tasks that I like maybe wouldn't have before those rotations.
Okay. So like generally, you'd say it was a pretty good experience then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was difficult and challenging, but I feel like I like really grew through those.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kind of give you more of like an understanding of what your calling was, or
yeah. I mean, so this summer I will graduate and will start working there. In the short term, I think it will provide some good stability. And as I already know a lot of the tasks and their products and a lot of the people that I already work there, um, long term, I'm not entirely sure. Uh, Obviously, a lot of life decisions go into that, and you want to balance different passions and interests, and hopefully one day um, like to like own some sort of like businesses of my own, maybe explore some more of that path. But in the short term, I kind of just wanted to secure that up, and so that is good to have that figure go into my final semester.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you got some valuable experience there then. So at the beginning, you kind of mentioned, just having like a lot of stressors or, things that could cause you anxieties or anything else kind of currently or in the past that have caused any of that stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of it is just a lot of busyness, trying to maintain a balance of all areas of life, um, from your classes to your work to your finances to your golf to towards your physical health, your mental health, while still trying to have good relationships with your family and friends, and over the last couple of years have really tried making like attending church a bigger priority in my life, um, as that can be the piece to it all. So
Gotcha. Kind of like the glue,
yeah.
glues everything together. Okay. I like that. Um, so you kind of talked about, golfing, working, doing school, maintaining your physical health, making time to go to church and stuff. How are you able to balance like the social life in that as well?
Yeah, so that was kind of part of the challenge with obviously not being able to attend some of the practices and tournaments that, then I not really being with a lot of the golf guys,
Mhm.
and then a lot of I didn't really know anybody at Akron, so I've over time met and made some friends with some people up there and have co-opted with some of them. Uh, but the social life from time to time can be a little bit challenging, and then you sacrifice either sometimes either studying time or making time because you gotta make time, for your family and friends
Mhm.
uh, as well.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. Can you kind of explain a little bit more like what you mean whenever you're like saying like, how does it feel whenever you aren't able to make time? Like when you're really busy, does that kind of affect you at all?
Yeah, I mean it does kind of because sometimes it feels like you can't really win in the situation because it's like you're kind of you kind of feel stressed out or like guilty if you're not like doing stuff you should be like getting done and prepared for, but at the same time you need uh, that social life, to maintain your health and also like build well lasting relationships. And so if I if I'm like doing schoolwork, then I feel like maybe should be like hanging out with people, but if I'm doing that, then you kind of feel like you should be like being more studious.
Hmm. So kind of like no matter what, there's something you could be doing
Right.
and
Yep.
finding balance. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. What else? What else has been going on? Anything
Uh,
else?
yeah, I mean, I guess prior to college, I didn't really uh, delve into too many like relationships, like dating relationships. Uh, no, I wasn't totally not interested. It was just, I mean, I had busy lifestyle then, and I was really into golfing and talked to people, and nothing really turned out for the most part. Um, and then once college happened, kind of started picking up interest in that more, I guess. And then a couple of years ago, um, got into a longer one. Um, kind of took me um, and did not really go as planned.
Hmm.
Uh, but it certainly teaches you a lot of things and makes you shift your priorities and what you're looking for in people, and also I think it kind of teaches you a lot more of your value and who you are as like a man, and and changes your outlook, and it has shaped a lot of my goals like moving forward in life.
Hmm.
Um, to be more like disciplined and motivated and being like all your areas of life figured out, um, that like I wouldn't have had prior to that relationship. So although it was difficult, it also provided benefits on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of one of those situations where you learn through something, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that relationship, if you don't mind me asking?
It was um, about 2 years ago, ended um, a little over a year ago.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you any other like relationships come up since then, like smaller ones, or?
Um, not not for the most part. I mean, after that, as that was kind of traumatic and was really my only long-lasting relationship, um, it took a lot of time to recover from. Took a lot of time for me to just get my life goals back in check, get my health back in check, um, and my and regain that kind of purpose and that value. Um, and also, it has taken time to get to the point where I like can trust people again and actually want to talk to people again because I feel like I for a while I was at a stage of life where I really didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and while I've had uh, like little relationships, like talking to people since, and I haven't really. And part of that has to do as well with again like the busy schedule between classes and golf and work and everything else in life. That social kind of life maybe hasn't been at the forefront.
Okay. So kind of like summing that up, like you had one about a year ago, and it was fairly long, right?
Hmm.
And it ended up being somewhat traumatizing in the end, and it took you some time. Do you feel like you're at a point now where you're kind of ready to start something new? Right? I know you said you're talking to other people, but
Yeah, I mean, I say I am. I mean, there's, I mean, it definitely would take the right person. It's not something I really just want to rush into because it also taught me again, like with knowing your value and how you need to keep after your goals and not sacrifice your views or your goals to um, to pursue a relationship. And I also realized that like my like value doesn't come from who I'm like dating in a relationship. Like I already like can have that confidence like on my own kind of thing. So until I want to give people a chance in that, but I'm not like as eager to pursue
okay.
unless if the opportunity presents itself.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're able to kind of like find your values, find out more about yourself, and
Mm,
not feel like you need to be in a relationship, basically.
yep.
Okay. That's a good thing then, right?
Yep.
Cool. So anything else been going on?
Uh, not really. No. Um, just finish up school here shortly and see what it will obviously be another big change
Yeah.
in life and obviously every season kind of presents its own unique challenges with that and but just kind of take it one thing at a time and try to keep growing every day.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a good mindset to have. So,
Mm,
but hey, I appreciate you coming in today and talking to me and helping me out. So, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording here.